Everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League. This is our Saturday championship, and this week, well, it's round 9. Only one more round I think to go after this, and that was a missed round. So yeah, very close to the end now. This week we're over in America at California at the Grand Valley Highway. Grand Valley Highway circuit. This is a fictional track, so no corner names unfortunately, but a good track nevertheless. 3.1 miles, 18 turns, so quite a technical course. Now, just before we get too far into this, I just want to say a big thanks to our sponsors, and that's W.GG, the energy drink for gamers, and also Eldridge Air Conditioning. Thank you very much to those guys for supporting us this season. So on to the races then. We've got 3 15-minute races for you, sprint races for you this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whenever you're all watching. No pit stop scheduled. As I say, it is just out and out sprint races, so we're not going to mess about. You can see the crowd on the right there itching for us to get going, so let's have a run down the grid, shall we, and see where everybody is. And as we can see, Grasshopper has put himself on pole position, so he must enjoy this track in that NSX, so well done to him. So Grasshopper in pole, Stormfly in second, Fitzy's third on the grid, with Wayne G just sitting behind him in fourth. Silly Shot is fifth, Pete is sixth, Unforgiven is in seventh, Ninky Noo is eighth, Rufus is 9th, Sid the Sloth is 10th, with Brian the Mechanic in 11th and Agent Smith in 12th. So we'll get back up to the main camera and we'll get this race underway, shall we? Now, as I say, it's the first of 3 15-minute races. We'll check the tyres as we go through. I would imagine most of them are going to be on the softs though for this first race as Grasshopper gets us underway. Now, this is the reverse circuit for those that play on a regular basis. We're wondering what the hell they're doing going this way around. It is the reverse circuit, so we're down the hill and straight into the tunnel through turn 1. Fantastic views as we go around this track. Not that any of the guys will be looking at that as Stormfly chases Grasshopper through these next few turns. Just have a look, make sure everybody is still with us as we go through yet another tunnel. Unforgiven there in 6th, with Pete just ahead in 5th. Nink is in 7th. He's got Rufus all over the back of him. Then we've got a bit of a gap, so Grasshopper, what has happened to him? Oh, there we go. Started on pole. Maybe just got a little bit too excited as we go through turns 4 and 5 into turn 6. Oh, there we was. The back end just carried on around as we were going into turn 6 through the tunnel section. That is so unlucky for Grasshopper. That is not what he wanted from pole position. He was going to be looking at trying to get away really, but now finds himself down in 9th. That is so unlucky. He's got Smith just sitting behind him in 10th. Ryan the Mechanic and Sid down in 11th and 12th. They're going side by side. What a great shot that was from the drone, following these guys through this Grand Valley Highway circuit. But let's just go back up to the top, shall we, as Stormfly now takes over the lead of this race. He's got Fitzy in second with Wayne G in third. Wayne G going for the Audi. I think it's the only one out there, I think I'm right in saying. Stormfly in the McLaren, the usual McLaren, with Fitzy in his Fanta GTR. Well, let's have a look at the tyres, shall we, there. So Stormfly is on the softs. In fact, everybody will be on the softs until we find somebody, shall we? Let's just go down and see if anybody is doing anything differently. And oh yeah, we have. We've got Sid who started on the mediums. So he's decided to get them out of the way early, and it looks like he's having trouble getting them warmed up. Long old laps, these ones, 3.1 miles, but very technical. It's just full of turns. So Sid just trying to get some heat into those medium tyres. Get them out of the way early. Stormfly though, out in front, looking to try and open up a bit of a lead back to Fitzy, which he's done. He's got about I'd say just under a second gap lead to Fitzy in second. He's got Wayne G all over the back of him, sitting there in third. Silly Shot is fourth. Then we've got Pete. Then Unforgiven. Bit of a change of livery for Unforgiven in the GTR. It's still the Ultimate Racing League livery, but a slight change, and looking cool as well. Nink in seventh in the Porsche. He's picked up a penalty already, so that's going to allow Grasshopper through then to take seventh away, unless Grasshopper can get the job done before they get to the penalty zone, and I'm sure that's what he'll be looking at. But Nink carrying that half a second already in the Porsche, and we're only 3 minutes into this race, so that's unlucky for him. Grasshopper, well, he's going to be looking at trying to make up for that mistake he made going into turn 6 and on the first lap. Needs to get himself back up there in a podium position. He's got to get by Nink first though, but Ninky just holding him up. He's obviously he's going to be into the penalty zone quite sure. I'm not actually sure where the penalty zone is, so which is why we'll stick with these guys just to find out as they come down towards turn 18 to complete lap 2. So around turn 18 they go. Then they've got a 995 meter sprint all the way down to turn 1, and I think this is where Grasshopper could make his move. He's getting a lot closer to Ninky as they go into the tunnel. No, he still can't get it done, so he's sitting in 8th. Smith there in 9th. Smith has already got a penalty as well, a half a second, so could this be a race of where the penalties are kicking in and sort of control this race? It's those who don't get a penalty tend to win, so let's have a look where it is. So you can see the bar starting to fill up as they enter into the tunnel at turn 6, so they go around turn 6, so the penalty zone obviously just as they come out of turn 6 on the straight across that bridge. What a fantastic shot that is. You can see how far down it is into the water, so you do not want to be crashing there. So Smith in 9th, then Rufus in 10th, both just served a half-second penalty. Brian the Mechanic in 11th, and then we've got quite a gap then back to Sid down in 12th. Back up to the leader. Let's see if he's managed to pull an even bigger gap. Wayne G has managed to get by Fitzy, so a fantastic move from him to get up into P2. Sorry we missed that one. Bit of debris on the track we saw there. A great shot. Look at that. You can, it's a great looking track, isn't it? And great scenery. It's just a pity it's not real. It may be based on a real track, I don't know, but I've been told it is fictional. So Wayne G in the Audi with Fitzy sitting in 3rd. Let's jump on board with Fitzy and we'll follow him around these few turns. So around turn 18 we go, this sweeping left hand hairpin, and then it is foot down on the noisy pedal and a race, as I've said, 995 metres, which takes you across the finish line into the bridge and into turn 1, which is where we're going now. All of a sudden the lights go out and we're into this tunnel. Still foot down though for these guys. They're not easing up, are they, on the throttle at all, and then it's hard on the brakes as we go into turn 4, then 5, into yet another tunnel which takes us through into turn 6. Fitzy having a bit of a look at the inside of Wayne G, but Wayne G slams the door shut on him. Quick look in the mirror there, just shows us absolutely nothing. I think there is a car there and it's Silly Shot, but well, that great big bleeding bar at the back, you can't actually see anything. Oh, there we go, there's Silly Shot in the BMW sitting there in 4th. So while Fitzy is trying to battle his way to get by Wayne G, Silly Shot is being allowed to catch up. So let's leave Fitzy alone for a minute. Silly Shot in the BMW. He's managed to get onto the back of these two, almost anyway. He's not that far away, and while Fitzy and Wayne G are battling away, then Silly Shot is going to be allowed to catch up. Pete sitting in 5th. He's coming under pressure from Unforgiven. These two going side by side. 1 minute one's on the inside, then it's the other one on the inside. It looks like Unforgiven has just managed to get his nose in front as we're going into turn 14. And Pete, well, he's fighting back, isn't he, in that Porsche? He's not letting it go too easy, so Unforgiven, he gets the job done, and he's currently sitting in 5th. as we go around turn 17. Then we've got Grasshopper now. Grasshopper having a good recovery race actually. Remember, he had that spill at turn 6 on lap 1 and found himself almost at the back. Well, he's managed to make his way up to 7th and is now right on the back of Pete. And well, I think it's only a matter of time before Grasshopper makes the move as we go down the straight across the start finish line into turn 1, which is inside the tunnel. Now Pete got a bit of defending to do from Grasshopper. Grasshopper does look very quick in that NSX though around Grand Valley. We can see the fastest lap at the minute is Stormfly with a 1:48.2 and Grasshopper's last lap was a 49, so he's not that far off, is he? He's got to get by Pete and Unforgiven though before he can start thinking about getting on the podium. We've got 8 minutes into this race. So about another 7 minutes to go. Ninky down in 8th in the Porsche. He's a bit on his own now. Bry the Mechanic down in 9th. He can see Rufus in his mirrors, but he's not in any great danger at the minute. Is Bry the Mechanic. Rufus likewise, although he has got Smith now bearing down on him. Smith in 11th, and he's going to be looking at taking that 10th away from Rufus anytime soon, as they go through this tricky section of turns 10, 11 and 12, almost like a chicane area, which is what they're coming up to now. And Smith getting ever closer to Rufus, so Rufus just needs to keep one eye in the mirror. Oh, and we've got a yellow flag. Why have we got a yellow flag? I can't see what happened there, so it may have been Pete just going off track a little bit, I'm not sure. But let's just drop back down and see what's happening with Rufus and Smith in 11th. Smith still trying desperately to get closer to Rufus to try and take that spot away from him. And Sid down in 12th. Let's just go back up and have a look, see what's happening up at the sharp end. Stormfly is, well, he's really opened up a gap, hasn't he? He's, we call him the Flying Dutchman, and you can see why. He doesn't take any prisoners. Once he gets himself in front, he is then gone. So fantastic racer, very quick guy, and really does take some beating. Wayne G, well, he doesn't mess about either. He's no slouch, and he can see the back of Stormfly's car, so it does give him something to go at. But he just don't seem to be able to get close enough at the minute, with Fitzy sitting there in 3rd. Silly Shot, he's on a fantastic race, isn't he? Sitting there in 4th. Then a bit of a gap and just trying to see behind. Still no sign of Unforgiven. He's sitting in 5th, so there is quite a gap then between Silly Shot and Unforgiven sitting in 5th. Unforgiven has got Grasshopper, so Grasshopper has managed to get by Ninky, and he's on the chase after Unforgiven now. So Grasshopper trying desperately to get back up onto a podium position, having started on pole. Had that incident, and we're down the back, so he's having a fantastic recovery race, Grasshopper at the minute. Then we've got Ninky in 7th with Pete in 8th. Oh, he's carrying a penalty as well. Let's just have a look where Brian the Mechanic is. I think he's a little way back, so I think Pete's going to be safe. He's not going to lose his track position when he serves that penalty. Bryce sitting in 9th on his own, really. Rufus in 10th with Smith still be. Oh, Smith, what a time to focus on Smith just as the back end comes round on him. Let's have a bit of a look, shall we, as we go to the chase cam. And maybe picked up a bit of dirt on the tyres. You can see he took a good chunk out of that corner. Bit of debris on the track, you can see. And is this where it happens? The back end just comes round. Oh, he just went too wide. Yeah, picked up some dirt, and the back end just carried on coming round. And well, it's not dirt, is it? It's like fine dust. No wonder the guys are slipping all over the place. So that's unlucky for Smith. Puts him in 11th, and that's probably where he's going to stay now, with Sid down in 12th. And I thought he got lost for a minute there, Sid, but no, he's back on track again. They're back up to the top with Stormfly, and yeah, looking very relaxed, isn't he? Is Stormfly with just 11.5 minutes gone of this race. still with Wayne G sitting in second and Fitzy in third. So no change for the podium at the minute, although Fitzy does look like he's gaining on Wayne G. And Silly Shot not that far behind, sitting in fourth. He'll be enjoying this race, I'm sure he will. No real pressure from behind. He can just concentrate on keeping the car on the tarmac and trying to catch up to Fitzy, who's just in front of him, so he can see him. Unforgiven holding on to fifth then. He's got Grasshopper all over the back of him now. Grasshopper absolutely loving this circuit. Let's jump on board with Grasshopper for a few turns, shall we, as we try to put the pressure on Unforgiven as we come up towards turn 14. Not the best place to do the overtaking, and we've seen what happened to Agent Smith as he went round here, but nice and tight for these guys, not getting onto the sand and gravel. Unforgiven desperately trying to defend against Grasshopper. Grasshopper on the other hand, he's absolutely trying his hardest to get by Unforgiven now. As we come down towards turn 18, all Grasshopper's really got to do is stay as close as he can to Unforgiven. Oh, a little bit of a bumper kiss there, but no real harm done. A good exit out of turn 18 is what you want, and then foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal with the chase down towards turn 1. And Grasshopper desperately trying to get into the slipstream. He's there, but he's just not reeling in it. Unforgiven enough. Maybe that GTR has just got one too many beans for the NSX, but Grasshopper, he's still there. No let up on the... Oh, and Unforgiven's lost it. Unforgiven. Right, let's have a look. We are going to have a look. We're going to get out of Grasshopper's car and we're going to see what happened to Unforgiven as we exit turn 1 into the daylight, across the bridge at turn 2 into turn 3, and he just took it too quick, too wide, picked up some gravel, and there we go, slam into the barrier. That has got to hurt, so that is unlucky for Unforgiven. He will be cursing himself for that mistake, but again, no real harm done as far as track position goes. There's a bit of a way back to Ninky in 7th, but that has allowed Grasshopper to get on after Silly Shot. He's got Clean there in front of him, but with only, well, a minute and 15 seconds to go, I think Grasshopper may have left it a little bit too late. Unforgiven in 6th, then Ninky in 7th, Pete in 8th, Brian the Mechanic 9th, Rufus in 10th, with Smith 11th and Sid down in 12th, and all those guys pretty much spread out. So it's back up to Stormfly into the last minute as Stormfly goes through turn 17 around 18. So this is going to be his last lap. I think he's going to get across the start finish line to complete one more lap. So there we go, and yeah, Stormfly across the line. Wayne G in 2nd, looking comfortable at the minute. Fitzy just a little way off, so a couple of seconds gap then back to Wayne G to Fitzy. Silly Shot still in 4th, then Grasshopper in 5th on the chase. I don't think he's going to get close enough though, unless there's a mistake by one of the guys up ahead of him. Unforgiven in 6th, Ninky in 7th. I'm just keeping my eye on the time to see if anybody is going to finish before the rest of them. Right, time is up now, so it could well be that Pete finishes in 8th with Brian the Mechanic 9th. Ninky's finished in 7th. Brian the Mechanic 9th. Whoa, what happened there? All of a sudden he turned into a helicopter of some sort. Across the line he goes, and I think he's just done a bit of a handbrake turn. Rufus across the line in 10th. It'll be Smith in 11th. He'll be disappointed with that. Not really what we used to seeing from Agent Smith, but across the line in 11th with Sid, who will finish in 12th, but he's going to get lapped, so we're going to go back up to our race leader, or current race leader, as he goes through turns 11 and 12, and this is Stormfly, absolutely storming away, as his name says. Up towards turn 14, this tight hairpin bend. That's a great shot. Absolutely love the camera work that's going on here, so hats off to the American director for that. for Stormfly into turn 16 and then 17. He'll be looking at turn 18 any second now, and the checkered flag as Sid moves over to let these guys through. Wayne G did get a lot closer to Stormfly, but couldn't quite get close enough. But great victory for Stormfly in this race 1 here at Grand Valley Highway. So across the line, flash of the lights as a celebration for Stormfly. Wayne G in second, well done to him. Fitzy in third, good result for him to get up on the podium again. Silly Shot in fourth, fantastic race from Silly Shot. Grasshopper in fifth, disappointed I think is what he will be, although he did get fifth. He started on pole, but with another 2 races to go, yeah, Unforgiven across the line in 6th. So that was the finishing results for race 1. I will be bringing you race 2 very shortly. So if you did enjoy this these races, please hit that like button, and if you've not already subscribed, if you could do so, I would really appreciate it. And as I say, stick around, I will be back shortly for race 2.